What if I told you the real reason your erections are weaker, your energy is fading, and your confidence isn't what it used to be? Has nothing to do with your age? Most men over 60 believe this decline is inevitable, that losing their edge is just part of getting older. But what if that belief is exactly what's keeping you stuck? While your body is quietly struggling with poor blood flow, declining testosterone, and habits you were never warned about? I've sat across from hundreds of men who whispered the same fear. Doctor, I don't feel like myself anymore. Not just physically, but emotionally. The loss of intimacy, the hesitation, the quiet doubt that creeps in. But here's what I tell every one of them. This is not the end of your masculinity. It's a signal, a warning sign that your body needs support, not surrender. I'm Dr. James, a urologist with over 30 years of experience helping men restore prostate health, hormonal balance, and natural performance. And I can tell you this with certainty. There is a simple morning habit, something you drink, that can begin restoring your vitality and dramatically improving blood flow from the inside out. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening inside your body and why most men overlook the one thing that could change everything. Starting with what really begins to decline after 60. 1. Silent decline. After 60. Let me be very direct with you. The first thing that begins to fail after 60 isn't your strength, and it isn't your masculinity. It's your blood flow, quietly, gradually, almost invisibly. Most men never notice it at first. You just feel a little more tired in the morning. Your erections aren't as firm. They don't last as long. You wake up at night to urinate more often. Your desire fades without explanation, and you start telling yourself, this is just aging. But it's not that simple. Inside your body, your blood vessels are becoming less flexible. They don't open the way they used to, and that means less blood reaching the penis, less oxygen reaching your tissues, and less support for your prostate. At the same time, your body produces less nitric oxide, the natural compound that helps your vessels relax and expand. Without it, everything slows down. I remember a patient named Michael, 68 years old. He sat in front of me, avoiding eye contact, and said something I hear far too often. Doctor, I don't feel like a man anymore. It wasn't just about erections. It was about confidence, about closeness with his partner, about feeling present in his own body. What broke him wasn't the symptom. It was what the symptom meant to him. But when we looked deeper, the cause wasn't age itself. It was circulation. And that's something we can work with. Here's what I told him, and what I want you to understand. Your body is not broken. It's undersupplied. Blood flow is the foundation of everything: erection strength, prostate health, energy, even hormone signaling. And the moment you begin improving circulation, things start to shift. Slowly, yes, but consistently. So start simple. Move your body every morning, even just a 15 to 20-minute walk. Hydrate early. Avoid sitting for long periods without standing up. These small actions begin reopening your circulation pathways. They send a signal to your body, we're not shutting down, we're rebuilding. And once you understand this, the next question becomes even more important. What is the one internal switch that actually controls this entire blood flow system? That's exactly what we're going to uncover next. 2. The nitric oxide problem. There's one invisible switch in your body that most men have never heard of. Yet it controls everything when it comes to erections, blood flow, and even prostate comfort. It's called nitric oxide, and after 60, your body simply doesn't make enough of it. Let me explain this in the simplest way possible. Nitric oxide is what tells your blood vessels to open. When it's present, your arteries relax, widen, and allow blood to flow freely. That's what creates a firm, lasting erection. That's what keeps your prostate well-nourished. That's what gives you energy in the morning. But when nitric oxide levels drop, and they do drop with age, your blood vessels stay tight, restricted, starved. So even if your desire is still there, your body can't respond the way it used to. That's when you start noticing weaker erections, difficulty maintaining them, less sensitivity, and even that frustrating pattern of waking up multiple times at night to urinate. I had a patient named Thomas, 71. He told me, Doctor, it's like the signal is gone. And he was right. His body wasn't receiving the signal to open those blood vessels anymore. Over time, that affected not just his performance, but his confidence and his relationship. He began avoiding intimacy altogether, not because he didn't care, but because he was afraid of failing. That emotional weight, it's heavier than most men admit, but here's what changed everything for him. Once we focused on restoring nitric oxide levels naturally, his body slowly started responding again, not overnight, but steadily, predictably. And I want you to hear this clearly. This is not just about age, it's about a missing signal. And signals can be restored. Your body still knows what to do. It just needs the right support. So here's a simple shift you can start today. Eat foods that naturally boost nitric oxide, especially in the morning when your body is most responsive. Hydrate early. Breathe deeply. Even something as simple as walking can stimulate nitric oxide production. These are small actions, but they send powerful messages to your body. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. There is one specific food that delivers this nitric oxide boost more effectively than almost anything else, and most men completely overlook it, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. 3. The beetroot solution. Most men ignore. Now here's the part that surprises almost every man I speak to. The solution to restoring blood flow isn't complicated. It's not expensive, and it's not locked inside a pill. It's something most people walk past in the grocery store without a second thought. Beetroot. I know that might sound too simple, but stay with me, because this is where biology works in your favor. Beetroot is naturally rich in nitrates, and when you consume it, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, the exact compound we just talked about. The same one your body is struggling to produce after 60. So instead of forcing your system with medication, you're feeding it what it needs to restart that process on its own. Your blood vessels begin to open again, circulation improves, oxygen reaches your tissues. And that includes the areas that matter most for performance and prostate function. This is exactly what happened to a patient of mine, Richard, 69 years old. He came to me frustrated, convinced that nothing would work anymore. He had tried supplements, even considered medication, but nothing felt natural to him. I suggested one simple change. Every morning, beetroot. Nothing else at first. 2 weeks later, he came back with a different expression, lighter, more hopeful. He told me, "Doctor, something is waking up again." It wasn't just physical. It was emotional. He felt present again with his partner. That's the kind of shift we're talking about. And I want to be clear with you. This is not magic. It's physiology. Your body already knows how to create strong blood flow. It just needs the right raw materials. And beetroot provides exactly that, which means this is something you can influence, something you can rebuild. So here's what I recommend. Start your day with it. Juice it, blend it, or eat it lightly cooked. Keep it simple. No sugar, no shortcuts, just consistency. That's where the real change happens. But here's what most men still don't realize. Beetroot alone is powerful, but when combined with the right internal conditions, its effects can multiply. And that brings us to the next piece. What actually happens inside your body once this process begins. 4. What happens inside your body when blood flow returns? Here's the moment most men never expect. When your blood flow starts to come back, everything begins to change. Not just one symptom, not just one area. Your entire system starts waking up again. Let me explain this simply. When nitric oxide increases and your blood vessels open, more blood reaches your tissues. That means more oxygen, more nutrients, more repair. And your body responds quickly to that shift. Your erections become firmer because the chambers inside the penis can finally fill and hold blood properly again. Your prostate becomes less irritated because it's no longer under constant pressure from poor circulation. Even your brain benefits. You feel clearer, more alert, more present. And that heavy fatigue so many men feel in the morning, it starts to lift. I remember a man named George, 73. He didn't come to me for performance at first. He came because he was exhausted. Every day felt like a struggle. But as we improved his circulation, step by step, something unexpected happened. He came back a few weeks later and said, "Doctor, I don't just feel more awake. I feel alive again." And then he paused, smiled, and my wife noticed too. That's the ripple effect of proper blood flow. It doesn't just fix one problem, it restores a sense of vitality you thought was gone. This is why I want you to stop thinking of this as a single issue. It's not just about erections, it's about oxygen, circulation, cellular energy. When those improve, your body begins to function the way it was designed to, even at 60, 70, or beyond. And here's the reassuring part. This process is natural. It doesn't force your body, it supports it, which means it's not only effective, it's sustainable. So what should you do? Stay consistent with what we've talked about. Support your blood flow daily. Give your body time to respond, and pay attention to the small changes. They are the first signs that things are moving in the right direction. But there's still one missing piece, because even with better blood flow, many men continue to struggle. And they don't show or understand wrong. And in the next part, I'm going to show you the hidden factor most men overlook, your hormones. 5. The testosterone connection. Most men overlook. Let me tell you something most men misunderstand. Even if your blood flow improves, if your testosterone is low, your body still won't respond the way you expect. Desire fades, energy drops, and that spark, the one that makes you feel like yourself, starts to disappear. Testosterone isn't just about sex, it's your drive, your motivation, your sense of vitality. And after 60, it naturally declines. But here's the part no one explains clearly. Testosterone doesn't just drop on its own. It's affected by circulation, inflammation, and what you put into your body every single day. When blood flow is poor, your cells don't get the signals they need to produce and regulate hormones properly. It becomes a cycle. Low blood flow leads to low testosterone, and low testosterone makes everything feel even weaker. I remember a patient named Alan, 66. He told me, "Doctor, I don't even think about intimacy anymore." Not because he didn't care, but because the feeling just wasn't there. That loss affected his confidence deeply. He felt disconnected from his partner and from himself. But once we started improving his circulation and supporting his body with the right nutrients, something shifted. Slowly, his energy returned, then his interest, then his confidence. He looked at me one day and said, "I didn't lose it. I just lost the conditions that kept it alive." And that's what I want you to understand. This is not about losing your masculinity. It's about your body lacking the support it needs to maintain it. Testosterone can be supported, naturally, safely, and often more effectively than men expect. So here's what you can start doing. Focus on simple, daily inputs. Nutrient-rich foods, good sleep, morning light. And yes, the kind of circulation support we've already talked about. These work together, not separately. Your body is a system, and when you support the system, everything begins to align again. But here's where many men go wrong, even when they start doing the right things. There's one mistake I see over and over again. A mistake that quietly cancels out progress. And if you don't catch it early, it can keep you stuck no matter what you try. Let's talk about that next. 6. The biggest mistake that destroys your progress. Let me be honest with you. The biggest mistake I see men over 60 make isn't what they do wrong, it's what they stop doing too soon. They try something once, maybe for a few days. And when they don't feel an immediate change, they give up. Quietly, frustrated, and they tell themselves, nothing works anymore. But your body doesn't work like a switch, it works like a system. Blood flow doesn't improve overnight. Nitric oxide levels don't rebuild in a single day. Testosterone doesn't suddenly spike because you tried one healthy habit twice. These processes take time, and more importantly, they require consistency. When you stop too early, your body never gets the chance to respond. I remember a patient named Leonard, 70 years old. He came to me after trying several natural approaches, diet changes, light exercise, even beetroot juice. But he quit after 4 days. He said, "Doctor, I felt nothing." What he didn't realize was this: his body had already started adjusting beneath the surface. But he stopped before the visible results could appear. When we restarted his routine and committed to 2 full weeks, everything changed. His sleep improved. His nighttime urination decreased, and slowly his confidence came back. Not all at once, but enough for him to believe again. And that's the emotional part most men don't talk about. When you try and fail repeatedly, you stop trusting your own body. You start withdrawing, avoiding intimacy, avoiding hope. But this isn't failure, it's interruption. You're stopping the process before it has a chance to complete. So here's my advice. Give your body time. Commit to at least 14 days of consistent action. Same time every morning. Same habit. No shortcuts, no skipping. Think of it as rebuilding a foundation, not chasing a quick result. Because when you stay consistent, something powerful happens. Your body begins to respond. Signals improve. Circulation strengthens, hormones stabilize, and you start to feel small changes that lead to bigger ones. Now here's the part that brings everything together. What exactly should your daily routine look like, step by step, to maximize these results? That's what I'm going to show you next. 7. The simple morning routine that rebuilds your vitality. If there's one thing I want you to take away from everything we've talked about, it's this. Your body is not asking for something complicated. It's asking for consistency. A simple signal, repeated every morning. Here's why mornings matter so much. When you wake up, your body is in a reset state. Hormones are more responsive. Blood vessels are more adaptable. This is the window where you can either support your system or let it decline further. And most men, without realizing it, miss this window completely. They skip hydration, they stay sedentary, they delay nourishment. And over time, that pattern reinforces poor circulation, low energy, and weaker performance. I had a patient named Samuel, 72. For years, he woke up tired, moved slowly, and avoided intimacy because he didn't trust his body anymore. But we changed just one thing: his mornings. He started with a simple routine: hydration, a beetroot-based drink, and a short walk. Nothing extreme. But he did it every single day. A few weeks later, he came back with a quiet confidence I hadn't seen before. He didn't say much at first. Then he smiled and said, "Doctor, I feel like I have control again." That's what this is about. Not perfection, control. So here's what I want you to do. When you wake up, drink a full glass of water, then take your beetroot drink. Simple, natural, no added sugar. Give your body those nutrients early, then move. Walk for 15 to 20 minutes. Let your circulation activate. Let your body receive that signal, and most importantly, repeat it tomorrow and the day after that. Because this routine does more than improve blood flow. It rebuilds trust between you and your body. It restores rhythm. And with that rhythm, your energy returns, your confidence returns, and yes, your performance follows. So as we move into the final part of this conversation, I want you to reflect on one simple question. If your body is ready to respond, are you ready to give it what it needs? 8. Reclaiming your strength starts with one decision. There comes a point in every man's life when the body begins to whisper before it starts to fail. After 60, those whispers become signals: fatigue, weaker erections, restless nights, a quiet loss of confidence. Not because you are meant to decline, but because your body has become more sensitive, more dependent on how you treat it each day. Aging doesn't make you weak. It makes you more vulnerable to neglect and more responsive to the right care. What you've seen today is not a quick fix. It's a shift in understanding. Blood flow, hormones, prostate health, they are not separate problems. They are connected. And when you support them correctly, your body begins to respond in ways that feel almost forgotten. But this only happens if you take action early and stay consistent. Now think about the next 1 to 5 years. If nothing changes, the symptoms you feel today may deepen. Energy may drop further, confidence may fade more. But if you begin now, even with something as simple as a morning routine, you create a different future. One where your body feels supported, where your strength is preserved, where you remain present, capable, and in control. Because in the end, this is not about reversing age. It's about refusing to surrender to it.